What's good, YouTube? We here with our first video, and we gonna be reacting to the most drug-addicted city in the motherfucking world. Should be pretty interesting. Never seen this shit. We finna watch. Chat, do y'all see it? Do y'all see it? Alright, yeah. Most drug-addicted city. Yeah.
If y'all don't got arcade, y'all better get arcade. Arcade has the best samples in the game.
What does your first hit of meth feel like?
Superman.
Now we are seeing students as young as first grade who have had drug issues.
Nigga said
4% of guys that are slaying
Superman.
think waste their
I just assume everybody.
That's crazy.
Online it says that Omaha is the most drug-addicted city in America. Does that surprise you?
No.
The United States of America is facing a massive drug crisis. In 2021, over 106,000 people died from drug overdoses. This is up 14% from 2020. The main culprit in this story is fentanyl.
Next to the fentanyl crisis wreaking havoc in communities across the country. Overdoses, drug...
Y'all need to stop smoking them motherfucking fake ass weed bins. Y'all niggas need to go to motherfucking dispensary and buy a real motherfucking card. That's where the fentanyl be. You niggas be smoking them motherfucking fake ass weed pens.
Seizures and concerns continue to grow from coast to coast.
Play 10 Cypher after this video, cousin.
Then walking over to the front door of the gas station before collapsing.
A snapshot of America's fentanyl crisis. An average of one person every 10 hours dies in this city of a fentanyl overdose.
A lot more
Cousin, play me a Madden tonight.
and it's in
Or 2K.
a lot of the drugs
For money, too. For money.
without knowing they're doing.
Fentanyl was
Can you hear
created
me?
in
Can you hear me still?
1959 by Dr. Paul Jansen to be a more efficient alternative to morphine, and it's used in hospitals to help with surgeries and pain management. Due to its potency and how cheap it is to produce, drug dealers cut their products with
Yep,
fentanyl
I'll bet
to
see you
stretch
later,
it and
Ditto.
make
Bye-bye.
it stronger. The journey of fentanyl to the United States is as follows. Much of it is created in China and India, and it's sold to Mexican criminal organizations like the Sinaloa cartel. It's then smuggled across the border, and it's been flooding the American streets. Today, we visit the most drug-addicted city in America, Omaha, Nebraska, top in the nation for meth, cocaine, marijuana, and heroin. We
Where's our
speak
city?
with addicts, people in recovery, drug dealers, and law enforcement. Let's hit the streets. First, we stop at University of Nebraska,
cousin.
Omaha, to speak with Coalition RX, a nonprofit dedicated to reducing drug use.
Ladies and gentlemen, Carrie,
It's nice to meet you.
nice to meet you too.
We're seeing big pharma on the streets, and we're seeing a lot of drugs, mainly fentanyl. And the bad thing about fentanyl is just little grams to kill you.
If you look at a drug dealer like a business operation, what's in it for them to lace things with fentanyl?
It's cheap, and it gives you a good kick of high.
It's
How
one of
you
the
know?
most dangerous drugs we've ever seen.
How is
How you
fentanyl
know it
getting
give you a
into
good
this
kick
country?
of high?
Does anyone know the source, where it comes from?
How
how
she
it
know,
gets-
chat?
The drugs are being manufactured in China, and
might
they're
give you a
being
good
sold
kick of high.
to the
How
groups
you know
like
that?
Sinaloa in Mexico, and then trafficking it across the border.
Federal agents found 300,000 fentanyl pills and 11 pounds of fentanyl powder. Authorities say the SUV has crossed the U.S.-Mexico border.
I ain't had the right nigga moving that
Now
shit.
we are
Anyway.
seeing students
Call me,
as
man.
young
Call
as
me.
first grade
No.
who have had drug issues. Oh, big pharma, in my mind, they are the people that needed to be held accountable. They've been getting off scot-free, if you ask me.
My son passed away when he was 18 from an accidental oxycodone overdose right here on this campus, actually. He had just finished his freshman year on a full academic scholarship here, and from what I can tell, he was experimenting with drugs, I believe, because of
That's why you can't go to school, bro. They be stressing your ass. That college be stressing your ass out. Nigga was taking oxys, nigga overdosed and died. Rest in paradise, but college is a motherfucking, that motherfucker fuck your head up.
some stress he was under with grades and different things, and
See?
he went
See?
to sleep one night after getting some oxycodone from another student, and he didn't wake up that morning.
If we meet a drug dealer today that bolsters his business with fentanyl, what would be your message to that drug dealer? What would you like to say to him?
Well, I want them to think about their own child or their niece or nephew or the kid next door. Would they want that kid's life to end because of what they're doing to make a buck? They're killing people's kids.
Addiction
Realistically, they
is
don't
giving
give
up
a
everything
fuck.
for one thing.
They're
But
trying to
recovery is giving up
live,
one
right?
thing
Day to
for
day like us.
everything.
How many people in this room has either had a family member or know of someone that has overdosed in their circle?
Yeah.
Since there's fentanyl in a lot of things, you can carry naloxone. So what you do is you put it into your nasal cavity. I don't have the test.
I
and
put
then
this up their nose.
You put this part, and
That
then
part.
you just push down, and it will spray.
Corporal Crane was equipped with the nasal spray Narcan, a prescription medicine that rapidly reverses the effects of an overdose.
Thanks, you guys.
Take care.
Next, we head to speak to a former drug dealer that can give us insights on how narcotics are moving through this area.
So we're heading to a trap house in Omaha, talk to a dealer, get inside their head. Tell me about the drug scene in Omaha.
It's pretty active right now. I mean, when you hit us up saying that there's an epidemic level, I honestly thought to myself, I was like, well shit, the drugs have always really been here. One of the big things right now is meth, a lot of overdoses.
Does that make you nervous being in the game?
This made me a little nervous, not gonna lie, because nobody really understands what they're doing nowadays, you know what I mean?
What do you view as the impact of fentanyl coming into the game?
It's honestly a travesty because it just kills people.
So what percent of guys that are slaying you think lace their shit?
I just assume everybody, because at the end of the day, when they get it, they themselves sometimes don't know if it's been stepped on or cut or anything, you know what I mean?
Tell me about the journey of how drugs get to America and how Omaha is a central point of that.
The way I understand it is just because we're on I-80, Interstate 80, everything gotta come and go through here at some point in time. That's why, like, Nebraska, they call it the gauntlet, because we make so many drug busts on the interstate.
Have you ever felt bad for a customer?
At the end of the day, people are grown, it's their own responsibility to handle their shit, you know what I'm saying? You gotta do the drugs, not let the drugs to you, whatever it is you're doing.
What made you decide to get into the game?
I did it out of necessity, like out of survival, because I lost my job, a lot of different things were going on, I got pulled into jail, I was just trying to figure myself out.
And what kind of things went down in this house that we're at?
This place, man, everything used to go down here. Literally everything. Meth, coke, crack, weed, everything.
Alright,
like,
bro.
I got out in 2019, but I went away.
Meth, coke, crack, weed. Alright, dude. Alright, dude.
Before it ever even got raided,
What was your childhood like?
that's pretty regular.
Do your parents know what you've been up to?
Do they know everything? No, but my mom, I love my mom, so she has an idea.
Does it surprise you to hear that Omaha is the most drug-addicted city in the country?
It kind of does.
Big Pharma, what role do you think they play in this whole game?
I think they play a big role in it, because a lot of the stuff that people are exposed to wasn't around before now.
If you came face to face with a mother of someone that has died from drug overdose, what would you say to her?
Sorry for your loss. I mean, the person makes their own choice at the end of the day. Nobody forced them to do that. I feel sorry for them.
Is there like a code on the streets, like most dealers won't deal to kids, or do you know of any guys that'll sell to a 5th grader or a 6th grader?
I think if anybody got the money, anybody will serve it. I'm gonna be honest with you.
If you could retire from this profession, what would you get into?
I'd like to do what you're doing.
Why didn't you go do that then?
Next, we head to a part of Omaha where drug addicts and homeless people are living in tents on the street to get their story and hear what their life is like.
Omaha is known as the most drug-addicted city in America.
It is. I'm with the outreach program. I'm a psychologist. Fentanyl is the worst thing in the world. They used it when they put you under to do surgery. They quit using it. Well, it disappeared off the docks. It went to Mexico. It comes back to the United States. They stomp on it. What stomping means, they mix it with other things. Young cats like you get it.
What can you tell us about life here?
Difficult, hot, resources are slim.
Do you survive out here all day?
Yeah, I'm here 24/7.
What gets someone to a point that they're willing to be outside in a tent in 90-degree heat?
To get away. Sometimes it's better to be out here than it is to be in an abusive situation. And guess what? It could happen to you two guys too.
What's the drug that's running through Omaha right now?
Meth, crack, there's some cocaine, and weed. Pretty much anything you want to find is pretty much everywhere.
Right here.
I got out of the situation that I was in and ran out of funds, so I got stuck here until I can get enough funds up to be able to get into a place.
People aren't bad. They've had a bad situation, but sometimes the system doesn't allow that.
What could the system change, or what could be better about the system?
Other psychologists, psychiatrists, outreach programs, hospitals where they can take their medication, etc., etc. They can live a normal life.
This is kind of the Skid Row of Omaha, I would say.
Hell yeah, this the bottom. I can't get my fucking ID. They fucking with me. They keep talking about they care about the people that's homeless. They don't want you to put your tents up nowhere. Why the fuck we can't put our tents up nowhere and y'all not trying to help us?
I had suspicions about this guy, so I called the Sienna Francis house to see if he worked there. They said he was not a psychiatrist on staff. He was a patient. Today we meet John, a former addict helping other people on the path to recovery outside the Sienna Francis house, which is a place leading the charge in helping the homeless, but also one of the highly concentrated areas of drug addicts in the city. It's a sketchy place that plays a central role in this story.
The most drug-addicted city in America is arguably Omaha, Nebraska. Does that surprise you to hear?
That's the first time I've heard that. I know it's bad here, the fentanyl epidemic, the opioid crisis. I know it's known for the methamphetamine use, but yeah, it's getting worse and worse.
So I've got a for-profit counseling agency, Halo Counseling Center. I've been doing that for about the last 8 years, started that in 2015. So we do a lot of work with like the criminal justice system. Most of our referrals come from probations, drug courts, veterans courts, things like that. It's insane. I mean, our business just continues to grow. I started off with just me, myself, and I, and now we're up to 8 counselors, 5 offices, and we still can't keep up.
What got you into this?
So I got my own history. In 2006, I was out on the streets smoking meth. I was involved in a raid September 11, 2006, and was arrested, charged with conspiracy to distribute 500 grams of meth. So I was just with the guy that was doing it, basically. I was his right-hand man. So
that's where it started for me, where my sobriety got started, was that treatment facility right there. There used to be a lot of tents out here, and if we end up walking down farther that way, you'll see a lot of tents and everything where the people choose not to go into the shelter. You know, they're either not ready yet or it's just not for them.
How did you become sober?
I got arrested, which is my sober date, August 26th of 2020, and arrested for methamphetamine. I went to jail for 6 months, and I've been battling drug addiction for probably the last 10 years. And so I was arrested, sat in jail for 6 months. I came over here. I was here for 7 months, and then went to the halfway house, and then just been trying to get my life back together slowly but surely.
It seems like jail is a lot of people's sober though.
Yeah, absolutely. Some sort of higher power, man, that gave me the option to do a program that we offer here, and if I graduate that program, I get the felony removed from my records.
Once I got into jail, it was almost a sense of relief because I had attempted sobriety, some feeble attempts, didn't really reach out to get any real help. Then when I was charged federally, then it just became a fear factor. Once you see the United States of America versus John Sapinski, that tends to tighten some things up in the old body there.
What is your first hit of meth feel?
Superman, euphoria, energy. I was at work, I was mowing lawns, and I had a hangover from the night before, and my boss was like, dude, what's wrong? What's going on, man? Usually, you're doing a good job at work. Man, I got a hangover, I feel like crap, whatever. He's like, go talk to my brother. So I went and talked to the brother. He pulls out a bag of meth, took a big old snort, and I'm mowing lawns like nobody's business. I'm running around with a weed eater and just tearing people's lawns apart. It was glorious.
So it started out pretty innocent.
Yeah, within weeks, I'm staying up for days on end. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I got to work at 6. I need to get more dope. Can't find any more dope. Can't go to work. And the cycle began.
My first experience with it was I was using marijuana at the time, and my friend came over, and I took a hit of meth, and it really didn't do anything for me then. I don't know if it was because I was already prescribed amphetamines. Least with it was I was using marijuana at the time, and my friend came over.
How does it escalate to this, bro? How? Please tell me. Like, how does it escalate to your this, friend just brings some meth and you're just like, you're smoking on some weed, bro. That's like a big ass jump. Like, please tell me. Like, how does it escalate? Your friend just brings some meth and you're just like, you're smoking on some weed, bro. That's like a big ass jump. Like, please tell me. Like, how does it escalate? Your friend just brings some meth and you're just like, you're smoking on some weed, bro. That's like a big ass jump. Like, please tell me. Like, this is OD, bro. How the fuck?
Legal amphetamines, and then years down the road, after I got into some trouble in a different city, I was on probation and I was kind of trying to be clean, and a girl said to me that I was seeing at the time, she said, well, this will make sex better. Of course, I'm all for it, if it's gonna make sex better, why not? I was in trouble in a different city, I was on probation, and I was was kind of trying to be clean, and the girl said
It's
to me that I was
gonna
seeing
make
at the time,
sex
I said,
better.
well, this'll
You
make
were
sex
trying
better.
to be
Of course, I'm all
clean.
for it, you know, if it's gonna make sex better,
I'm
why not?
all for it. Of course, bro. Yeah. It's gonna make.
How'd you find your way here? What's your story?
I got in trouble with the law. I was addicted to meth for like 13 years.
What was your first introduction into meth? How'd you start that?
When I was 16 years old, we used to drink a lot with my friends and stuff, and I got introduced to it one night. It was like something to just stay awake, to party more, and it became like an everyday thing. I went to jail.
How long did you serve?
I was in there for 3 months.
Did that help you on the road to sobriety?
If I would have got out and just went back on the streets, I probably.
Our next stop is talking to drug dealer Shakedown, who is currently facing federal time for her narcotics operation. We wanted to talk to someone that had hands-on experience with fentanyl. Here's what we heard. How would you describe yourself? So what are you currently up against right now? Do you think there's any shot of beating the case, or what are you looking at? Have you ever felt bad for a customer? What are the drugs that are going through Omaha? What are the biggest drugs that people are taking? What were your childhood like? What were you booked for? How much money does all that cost? And then what can you flip that into? Your first hit of fentanyl, what was that like? Do you think most drug users and even drug sellers are running away from trauma, and drugs are kind of the way to like patch up the pain?
But meth though, bro, like, or fentanyl, whatever the fuck they're taking, like, bro, come on, that's OD. Like, I'd rather take a perk or something and just, you know, be perked up type shit. I'll bust me a 5 and a 10. I'll a perk 15 and I'll be perked out. But meth? OD. Fentanyl, either or, whatever the fuck they taking.
What's the youngest person you would say that has come to buy drugs from you? What does it cost for a serving of fentanyl? Everyone just tells me. I wish you the best. Tell me a little about your story.
Oh shit. I just backed the back 30. Yeah, park 30s. Hell yeah. Park 30s. Park 30s.
reason why I feel like I can't go back is just because I know the pull that it'll have on my life. I was spending $500 a week on a drug habit.
What was rock bottom for you?
I was staying in someone else's house, no money, selling my own things on Facebook. Really sick. Addiction doesn't discriminate, you know. People think that it's only low-class people who get addicted to drugs, but honestly, anyone can get addicted to drugs. I was very fortunate growing up. When I was finally on my own, I met a man who kind of veered my life in a different direction, and I chose to take that path.
I can't imagine what it's like doing your job in this area. What is it like? What would you do to help a city like this? I really don't have to. I guess you can either invest money into the incarceration side, or you can invest money into the rehabilitation side. You gotta go for the rehabilitation, right? Yeah. You want to help people as best you can. You don't want to incarcerate them for life. What percent of the calls you would say you have to answer to are drug related? Probably more than that. We appreciate what you're doing, and thank you. Yeah, you all take care, right?
But anyways, that's OD. The drugs, like the way they was talking about how they used to do them was OD. Why is it doing that, bro? Turn that shit off. That's gonna be the end of this motherfucking video. I'm probably gonna make some IRL vids. Y'all let me know what y'all want to see in the comments. I got another reaction coming soon. I don't know what yet, but if y'all want to see something specific, let me know. But I'm probably just gonna find some shit, cause I'll be on YouTube. But yeah.